Good evening, guys. Today I wanted to talk just a little bit about Tammy Sytch, otherwise known as Sunny from the WWE. Now, she's had a lot of legal issues over the last dozen years, lots of DUIs, lots of domestic issues, things like that. And now she recently killed a man. Now, this is definitely one of those kind of cases that justice was not served. Let me give you a little bit of a history here, if you're not familiar with it. If you're a WWE fan, you probably know a little bit about this. If not, this may not be a very familiar case to you. But it all started around 2012. She was arrested 5 times within a 4-week period for disorderly conduct, third-degree burglary, and 3 counts of violating a protective order. Now, she was known to not be very good to the people that she dated. She was notorious for cheating on people she dated. She initially dated Chris Candido, and while he was around, she cheated on him notoriously with Shawn Michaels. Justin Credible was another guy that said that when he stayed the night with her one night as friends, she told him, my boyfriend's in the shower, come take a shot at me, he'll never know. That kind of speaks a little bit about her character to begin with. So let's go to 2013 then. She violated her protective order, and then May through June of 2015, she was arrested 3 more times for DUI. She pled guilty, served a few months, and while on probation, she was arrested twice more in New Jersey in 2018 and charged with fleeing the scene of an accident. She failed to appear in court, and then she was arrested on fugitive from justice charges and paroled just a few months later. She was arrested again in 2019 for DUI and discovered that she had outstanding warrants in other areas. She served a year in prison and was released in February of 2020. Now, if that's not bad enough, it doesn't end here. She was arrested yet again in July of 2020 for eluding a police officer and driving on a suspended license. She was held on these charges and released again in June of 2021. Fast forward to January of 2022. She was arrested again in New Jersey for unlawfully possessing a firearm and making terrorist threats. She was booked and released again right away. She was arrested again 1 month later for 11 driving offenses, including another DUI. Now, at what point do you say, this woman is a hazard on the road, she's going to kill somebody, she's going to hurt herself, she's going to cause major problems? You would think at some point that would click. I mean, this is going on, becoming more and more frequent. And then on March 25th of 2022, just a couple weeks ago, there was a fatal car crash. Now, they haven't officially announced whether or not she was intoxicated, but given her past, it's almost a guarantee that she was. There were cars that were either really slowed down or stopped at a light or something, and she rear-ended a Kia Sorento with incredible speed, and she killed a 75-year-old man from Florida. Now, if you think about this, the amount of DUIs that she had, even if she had a suspended license, she should not have been out on the street. She should have been in rehab. She should have been behind bars. This is just a horrible example of how messed up our justice system is. If she had been in prison, or, if anything else, that man would still be alive today. And as far as her personally, there are not too many people that know her that have too many good things to say about her, at least in the last 10 to 15 years. She is notorious for needing attention and for sleeping around. And there was a porno released not that long ago, a few years back. But now that she's actually killed somebody, hopefully a judge will look at this and say, okay, this woman needs help. And not only that, but we need to keep the people on the road safe. Now, when somebody has a dozen DUIs or close to it, and dozens of traffic violations and, domestic violence charges, we need to keep these people off the street. We need to do a better job of reform. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit today and get your thoughts on it. If you're a WWE fan, I would love to hear what you have to say about this. If you're not and you're just following the story, please chime in on this, because stuff like this really pisses me off, because it doesn't need to happen. An innocent life did not need to be taken. And it's just sad. I feel terrible for the guy's family. And, this just really shouldn't have happened one way or the other. So, if you have any comments on this, please, I'd love to have an open discussion about this. But that's pretty much all I have for now. I just wanted to kind of get on my soapbox for a minute and vent this out, because this really shouldn't have happened. So that's really all I have for now. Have a great night, guys.